Hi, I'm Rachel, and welcome to my channel, La Bricoleuse, where I share tips, techniques, and career advice from over 25 years working as a costume craftsperson. In the first part of this series, I talked about red flags to watch for in summer job postings for theaters, theme parks, cruise ships, and other seasonal employment. In this video, I'll talk about the second part of any job search process, the interview. I've consulted with my colleagues in the advocacy organization Costume Professionals for Wage Equity, as well as friends and colleagues to compile a list of red flags to watch for in job interviews. These caveats apply specifically to arts jobs, but the tactics are used by abusive workplaces across other fields and disciplines as well. These potentially troubling signals fall into two categories: questions and circumstances. Let's start with specific questions they might ask you. How an interviewer phrases questions can indicate that the position may not be one you wish to accept if offered. If they ask, "Do you have a problem working 12-hour shifts?" This may indicate that 12-hour shifts are standard. If a long shift is fine with you, ask how many days a week this is expected, and how much time you'll have between the end of a 12-hour shift and the next workday. How do you handle constant pressure? This company's leadership may have unreasonable expectations about the time, budget, and staffing required to achieve their goals. How would you address conflict between difficult coworkers? This place likely has a history of poor hiring decisions, conflict resolution difficulties, or it continues to employ toxic or troublesome team members. If you get along with most people, that might be an advantage rather than a drawback. As a freelancer, I was frequently hired to assist skilled team leaders with challenging personalities. I did well in those positions because I had a knack for diplomacy. Not everyone does, though, so think carefully about what this question may indicate about your potential colleagues. Can you keep a secret? Run like the wind. This company is probably doing something unethical at best, illegal at worst. And what about what you ask them? Inquire about their employee retention rate. If you're interviewing for a seasonal position, how many employees return each year? Be wary if they avoid giving you a clear answer. They may have high turnover because they suck to work for. Conversely, if people stay in their job for years and years or return season after season, something positive is going on there. Ask about growth opportunities. Is there a potential for advancement, or if it's seasonal, to return with a promotion? Dodging this question indicates they see you as a commodity rather than a skilled worker whose labor is valued. If they can't answer your questions about safety protocols, OSHA compliance, project budgets, or staffing, that might be a red flag, or it might just indicate that the HR folks need to confirm the facts before giving you an answer. But if they don't get back to you afterwards with the info, definite red flag. Now let's look at some questionable circumstances. Consider what other information you might infer about the employer beyond just the Q&A. It's true for the job ads, and it's true for the interview as well. Emotional language is the most frequently deployed tactic for camouflaging problems at unethical workplaces. Referring to the company as a family or describing ideal employees as passionate are examples of this kind of scheme. It's a clumsy sales pitch at best. At worst, they're hoping to prey on young artists by appealing to their self-image, aspirations, or feelings of alienation. Unprofessional conduct, such as flirting or negging during the interview, indicates you can expect more of the same abuse from that workplace should you accept a position. If you're interviewing face-to-face, where does it take place? If you're not meeting with HR representatives on the job site or offered a tour of the facilities, why not? An interview conducted in a restaurant, bar, or a coffee shop sends particularly unprofessional signals. If it seems they haven't looked at your resume and talk more about themselves or the company than asking you questions, they've either already decided to offer the job to another candidate, or they're trying to sell the position to anyone desperate enough to take it. I hope this provides you with some tools to evaluate job interviews and helps you decide what you will and won't accept from a workplace. Ask around among peers, colleagues, and mentors about the reputation of a company where you're interviewing. And if you don't vibe with any of the companies where you interview, don't worry that a better paying gig in a parallel industry will set back your career, because it won't. Thanks to friends, colleagues, and members of Costume Professionals for Wage Equity for the discussions that spawned this video. Check out more of my content on career development and advice for costume professionals and other arts workers in this playlist.